Today I'm going to go over the ins and outs of the My Disney Experience app. So if you have it already downloaded on your phone, then you will see the app here and you'll just open it up. You might have to log in depending on if you've set it up or not. So basics are, starting at the top, we have a map of the parks. So this is always going to take you right here to the castle. So if you want to see other parks, then you have to zoom out and then you can see the other parks here, or you can look based off a list and then you can filter that out. So if you're at, Animal Kingdom, then you can just click apply and then you can see just there. So you can kind of see them, and you'll see them in order too. So if you're looking for something under 30 minutes, then you have these 4 rides. So that's the first thing that appears on the app. So the next thing here is your resort reservation. So this is just telling us that we're staying at All Star Movies. You can click here to see your room number. I'm not going to do that, but then down here you could unlock your door. Again, I think it makes you log back in again. And then here's where you check your dining plan. So this is a common question that I get asked, is how do I know how much dining I have left? So when you click here, you can see everything that's been redeemed. So quick service meals, 0 left. The mugs, once you redeem those, they'll say 0. How many snacks are left, and then how many table service are left. So when you're sharing a room, and let's say you have like 6 adults, and 3 are from one family and 3 another, however, and you want to know who's used how many, then you can open this up and it will tell you who's redeemed what and by what name, and whose magic band was scanned and where you ate and what you had. And then that way you can make sure it was you and it was someone in your party, and you can kind of check to see where you're at on the dining plan. So back to the resort portion of it. If you want to just kind of see what's at your resort, you can click on these things and you can see what's offered and whatnot throughout your resort. Events is no events at All Star. So go back to my reservation. I can click here and see view charges. So that would tell me how much I've spent so far. And then the cool part about this is I can see bus time. So right now in Florida, it's 9:30, so there's not really any buses going, but Animal Kingdom has one. It looks like it will arrive at 9:33. And then we will get to the park at 9:45, which is really neat because if you have a reservation somewhere, like let's say you have a reservation at Cinderella's Castle, then you need to get there at 10 p.m. Then if you get on this 9:30 bus, then you would be there in time. Okay, so the other thing is getting directions. You need to talk to someone, finding a map, everybody that's listed on your reservation. Okay, so these are just advertisements of things that you can add on, like right now the villains, or upgrade to an annual pass, however that would be. Next is park hours and different shows. So if you were heading to Magic Kingdom, then you can see the hours, or Epcot, or anything like that. And then showtime. So if you're like, man, what time is Fantasmic? So you could see on here what time it would be, and then how to get directions, and then add plans. When you're one of my clients, I usually go through and add key important things on there for you, so you don't necessarily have to do that unless it's something I thought maybe you should pass on. Then you can also check out park hours for a different day. So if, let's say tomorrow you want to know what time is Magic Kingdom open, then we can just click on Sunday, and then it tells me the hours, which one's having extra magic hours, what things are closed, which is kind of nice to see all of that. So next thing is, if I want to see, what kind of tickets do I have? I'm not really sure. Last is plans, which is probably the most important part. People want to see and know what is it that they're doing daily, and I don't know why it's so far down in the app, but so you can see here that they had Hollywood and Vine, and then I had like I said, I added this to their My Disney Experience just so they would kind of remember when it was not a reservation, not a fast pass. It's just a reminder. Same with this. So tomorrow you can see they're still at All Star. They have T-Rex reservation for 4. And then you can see that they have their Be Our Guest. And then you can see all the fast passes here as well, which is kind of nice. And then again, I added the Happily Ever After for them. So that's the place that you want to go to see everything. Last would be photo passes down here. So if you had a memory maker, you could link it down there, or it should be already linked for you by your travel agent. Okay, so final things we have down here are just different things that are going to come through here, like Shop Disney, or the minivans might come through here. And then we have these buttons down here. So this one is just the home screen. That's going to bring you right where we're at. This is going to take you to the map. Okay, so the plus here tells us a couple different things. So if we want to add anything, so this would be fast passes. So if I want to add fast passes, then I select who I want in my party, and then I select the day for today, which some of the parks are probably closed and they didn't have fast passes, so this probably won't work. But the tip that I have for you, and this is probably the number one takeaway of this whole thing, is if you don't see what you want there, click back, click the park again, and usually there's different stuff or different times. Like Pirates wasn't there a second ago. So if you're thinking, gosh, there's nothing, you never know. When we were there, I kept doing this and we ended up getting a flight of passage. So see, the Pirates isn't there anymore. But yeah, so just like keep clicking, click back, click forward, and just keep looking. You never know what you're going to find. It might be the same thing over and over again. So the other options that you have here is reserve dining. So very similar to FastPass, you would click reserve dining, how many are in your party, what date you want, and then, you know, when, and then it will give you the selections. And so you will just set that up that way. Okay, so the last thing, and again, one of the most important things, is ordering food online. If you're like us and we have 4 in our family and we all want different things, but we're hot and we just want to sit down because we've been going around all day, this is awesome. So just you do this one because it's one of our favorites. So Pickle Bills, you know, order food, and then you can sit down when you're at the restaurant and you can kind of go through and pick, what do I want? You know, and so when you pick it, the options are also up here, like, okay, I just want allergy friendly. So it will give me my options down here, or I just want a drink. So let's just say I did this. The soda was kind of weird, so you have to actually click the drink and then add. But when I'm done, I click my order. It'll apply your dining plan, and then you can see that it's used as snack. So whenever I'm ready, I click order or review order, and I'm not going to go all the way through because I don't want to waste one of their things, but you click order, and then you click when you're there. And so what we would do is we would like decide what we want while we're in line for a ride, and then we'd walk over to the restaurant and then be able to click it either right when we're there or a couple minutes before we got there. Okay, last thing I want to show you is this 3 lines right here. So just like kind of everything is here, central locations, but when you scroll down here, you can look at my profile, and then you can see family and friends. So if you're trying to add someone while you're in the parks, you can do that, and then you can see who all is your family and friend. But the my profile is also where you would update your magic bands, where you would put in your mobile information, your payment information. It's all underneath that location.